Hey, what's up, Internet? My name is Hayley Briasco, and I'm here with Guitar Center. We're talking about the Strymon Iridium. I'm the guitar player and music director for Clairo, guitar player for Dominic Fike, and when I'm not touring the world, I produce music under the name Kim T, and I make music for TV and commercials. The Iridium offers 3 classic amp models, each with 3 cabinets to choose from. It features all of the standard amp controls, and you can even dial in as much room tone as you'd like. And now, while there is an amp in the room, which I'm using as a direct monitor for myself, the sound you're hearing is DI straight out of the Iridium. All right, so let's hear what it sounds like. The first amp we're gonna demo is called Round, and it's based off of a Fender Deluxe reverb. It's clean, it's round, and it's got a nice mid-scoop to it. Each amp has 3 cab IRs to play through. The first cab is a 1x12 Deluxe reverb, the second cab is a 1x12 Blues Junior, and the third cab is a 2x10 Vibrolux. And to give you a sense of the sonic range, I'll play the same part through each cab. To my ear, each cab sounded like it got fuller and fuller from A to C. Personally, I would choose cab C just because I usually prefer a warmer tone. So we'll stick on cab C, and now we're just gonna crank up the drive a little bit. So now we're gonna dial in a little bit of the room tone that we have here. I'm gonna bring it to about 50%. You can hear what that sounds like. And now we're gonna dial it all the way wet to 100% just to hear what that sounds like. The next amp we're gonna check out is called Chime. It's based off of a VOX AC30 TB. It's jangly, it's bright, and it's got a great crunch tone. Again, I'll play through all 3 of the cabs so you can hear its range. The first cab is an AC30 2x12 Alnico. The second cab is a 1x12 Alnico. And the third cab is a Mesa Boogie 4x12. On this chime setting that we have here, I do prefer cab A. It has a nice top-end brilliance to it that I really like, and the mids are scooped out really nicely. I would choose this amp if I was looking for a rhythm part that I really wanted to cut through the mix. Now I'm just gonna bring in a little bit more drive. And now we'll bring in a little bit more room tone. And now we'll turn up that room all the way. The next amp is called Punch, and it's based off of a Marshall Plexi Super Lead. It's an incredibly powerful amp known for its higher gain and full sound. Once again, I'm gonna play through each cab, and we'll talk about it afterwards. The first cab is a GNR 4x12. The next cab is a 2x12 with vintage 30s. And the third cab is a Marshall 8x12 Alnico. If I had to choose out of the 3, I think I would go with cab A because the bottom end is just very heavy and it gives it a nice warmth. And just like in our prior examples, I'm gonna kick up the gain a little bit just so you can get a sense of what that sounds like. And now we're gonna bring in a little bit more of the room tone. And now let's turn that room tone all the way up to 100%. So with the Iridium, here's what I love. One of the best features about this thing is that it's not overwhelming when you first look at it. A lot of amp modelers on the market today have so many buttons and knobs to figure out, and this one is super compact in size. And we haven't really talked about this yet, but it does include a headphone jack in the front so you can practice anywhere, anytime. My favorite sound was the round model. It sounds almost exactly the same to the Deluxe reverb that I have in my house. Also, this is great for a performing musician. You can take this thing anywhere. It fits in a backpack, and if you have a playback rig, the MIDI capabilities on this thing are kind of endless. So if you want to learn more about the Strymon Iridium, head to guitarcenter.com, call one of their expert gear advisors, or try one out at your local GC.